and welcome everyone. My name is Divya, Assistant Professor from Tempe College of Arts and Science. Youth participation in politics is an imperative to enhance the democratic structure of a country. Youth activism has also contributed immensely towards shaping politics, especially informed politics. Today we are here to converse with the two winners of the Manifesto writing competition, which was organized by the Center for Political Leadership of the VM Salgaocar College of Law. VM Salgaocar College of Law is an eminent institution which is very well known for its initiatives that it has taken for the development of an individual. Students from that college have gone on to make their names in various walks of life. In furtherance of the same initiatives, we see the political science faculty coming up with a new program, that is a new foundation, that is the Center of Political Leadership, with the goal of nurturing the next generation of political leadership. The Manifesto writing competition was one of the initiatives under that, and this particular program basically wanted to capture the essence of youth and their demands around any political aspirations that they have, and to also look around what are the political aspirations that the students or the youth has. The youth of Goa could basically outline the issues that matter to them the most and also the issues which bother the society at large. CPL received tremendous response, a very overwhelming response with regards to the competition, due to which they also took up all these responses and basically compiled them into a compendium to be presented to the leading political parties. The winners of the competition, that is Aaron Andrade and a student of Parvati Bai Chogale College of Arts and Science, and Aniket Kanolkar, ex-student of Goa University. Both of them are here with us today, and it's a pleasure to have them with us today to share their views on the basic ideas which they brought about in their manifestos around the political scenario of Goa. So, welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
So, first of all, I think congratulations to the both of you for being winners of this huge competition where there were so many participants. So, I would like you all to basically move ahead with your core points of the manifesto. So we'll start with you, Aaron.
Yes. Thank you for having me here in this program. When VM Salgaocar College of Law announced the manifesto competition, I felt that this as an opportunity where I can put forth my vision to make India and Goa in particular very strong. The core aspects of my manifesto include good governance, meaning all politicians how to be brought to justice, women empowerment, entrepreneurship, sports, and education. So I feel that every youth in Goa will want this. I don't feel that any other youth will have any different idea is mine. That's what I feel.
Okay, all right. So Aniket?
So thank you first of all for having me here today. So basically when I entered this competition, I gave it a thought in such a manner that whatever experiences me and my friend had encountered when it comes to all the problems of the youth or any issues. So I basically included all those points and then further thought how these specific problems can be solved. So I, from the students' points of view to the academics to sports and to the also women who are working in various departments, whichever problem they encounter and which I have heard from them. So I basically included all those points in my manifesto and made it an inclusive type.
I think that is a wonderful initiative by the Law College also to bring about such a competition where you could or you had a platform to share these opinions. I think another important discussion that we mostly have is that youth is very disengaged from politics, and youth happens to take, basically you could say it's like a preconceived notion where youth is seen as somebody who always takes it very casually and they're not really bothered about the core issues of the state. So, I would like to know your comments as the winners of this competition, and because you've taken this so seriously. So, what are your opinions on the fact that people perceive youth to be disengaged from active politics?
Yeah, so first of all, youth today are self-centric due to the various competitions in terms of education, jobs, and due to the scarcity of both education and jobs, youth do not engage themselves too much in politics. And additionally, the political scenario today is very bad, and it is likely to get worsen if there is no change. The youth today feel that the political scenario might not be might think that this political scenario will not change. Therefore,
Okay.
they do not take much interest in politics.
So, do you happen to agree with the narrative? Do you agree with the fact that youth are disengaged?
Yeah, not all youth are disengaged. There are some sections who feel that there has to be a change, and for that we have to step up.
Absolutely. Your views, Aniket?
I would like to disagree on that preconceived notion that youths are not very much active in politics, because we can take many such instances like the recently the protests which were going regarding Molem. So
Yes.
many of the protest was going online, and many of the youth, not only on through online social media, they contributed in that protest, but they also went and supported the locals, thereby going and checking the ground reality. So a large section of that movement was from the youth only.
Taken forward.
And also I have seen that many of the youth who actively participate in college and university elections, and I have seen many such examples where my seniors, they have entered active politics, and it will take them some time to rise up to the ranks. This notion is basically because we don't see a very a very active face in the assembly. So maybe that's why this notion may be there. So
Yes.
once a youth very reaches in the assembly and takes up our points, that notion might change, because many of the youth are active at the grassroots levels in the panchayats, in the municipalities. So that's a very good part from them.
So it does take some
Yeah,
time
it
to
will
come
take them time,
into active
actively.
politics also. Yes. Okay. So coming to your manifestos again, now both of you have spoken about the youth employability as an issue,
Yes.
and you have spoken about skill development as a very, very important aspect of it. So now we know that youth employability is a concern, a worry for economics as well, in terms of economics as well. And in times of COVID pandemic, it has more so become a grave issue. So how do you think that this skill development program is going to basically change something around youth employability and the Goan youth, which is facing a lot of problem with regards to skills? So how do you think that can also be corrected through these measures? Aaron?
Yeah, first of all, we need more and more entrepreneurs, because not everyone can get a job. Someone has to be there to provide the job. For that, we need entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs is only possible when there is skill development. And because people who want to initiate their own startups have the know-how to go about the
Yes.
processes. Hence, what we need more and more entrepreneurs that will also help in the revenue building of the state in the nation, and and also help in further advancement, as in many entrepreneurs, especially the youth, will want to go further technology. Like some may want you to use automation, some may want AI.
Okay.
That will
So any specific skill or any specific program that you would want to initiate at educational institution level?
entrepreneurship as a topic in the syllabus
Okay.
has to be made compulsory in schools and colleges
Hmm.
all over India.
Okay. So Aniket, your views?
I think that the skills which we need after we graduate from college. So those skills must be taught during our college years itself, and it would be nice if in the final year, now it's a credit system, so one credit should be given to students having in the practical field and gaining knowledge. So, and also it should not be like it's a common skill which the college prepares for everyone. Each stream has its own strengths and weaknesses, so according to that they should plan the program, like especially from I'm from the art stream. So many of my friends and me find it difficult to find employment when compared to the BSc or BCom students, because they get easily jobs. So such training should be initiated in the colleges itself, and like digital skills which are very much important in today's year, so those skills could be taught in the college, whereas because the colleges are not updated when it comes to the syllabus, they are still on those MS offices and only those skills only, so they should also upgrade to the changing times.
I think precisely that is the point. Now, Aaron, you mentioned in your manifesto that there should be a woman-friendly staff whenever there is any issue with regards to women, and if they want to report it, there should be a woman-friendly staff at the police stations. So I think it was a very, very different sort of a initiative under that, and it will definitely help. So how do you think it could actually, or it came up in your mind and it could actually help in reporting of crimes which are now so much in number?
Yeah, women department in a police station is very much in need of the hour, because many of the crimes against women go unreported, and when it goes unreported, the crimes increased, and there is no much as in estimation of how much it has, how much crimes against women have increased or decreased, mainly because many of the cases go unreported. So if there is a women's department where only women staff is there, that is when woman will feel more comfortable to share her grievances to the police station, and action can be taken more fiercely. Yes.
So, Aniket, in terms of women empowerment, there was a point that even you spoke of,
Yeah.
which was with regards to having infrastructural facilities which are more inclusive of women.
Yeah.
And specifically talking about how menstrual hygiene should be also, be made like a mainstream
Yeah.
into infrastructural facilities. So, could you elaborate on that?
So I found that many of my friends, they face such problems wherever, in whichever workplace they went, either as whether they are employed or they are visiting a department for any of their services. So all such departments and institutions which come under the government should make sure that they have the infrastructure facility of and they should be menstrual friendly facilities by providing all the sanitary products which women require, and mostly the hygiene facilities, and they should look after these two. And also if any proper disposal measures also they can implement there in the infrastructure, which would not only help the women employees working in those departments and institutions, but also the visitors who visit.
Absolutely. Okay.
And also the overall taboo which is there present in the
Around,
society, that will
yes.
also vanish with those
Correct.
measures.
Absolutely. Okay. So moving on to the next part of your the highlight of your manifestos. Now, protection of Goan culture has always been a narrative that most of the political parties have spoken of, right? And we do see Goan culture as something which is very unique and should definitely be protected and enhanced. So, under your manifestos, what were certain ideas that you brought about, or what do you think that as youth we could integrate Goan culture with mainstream tourism, or how we could actually incorporate substitutes of those even in our educational system?
First of all, culture is, as you said, it is very unique, and it has to be protected. So maybe the government can provide institutes where you train people to make handicrafts, like for example gumot,
Yes.
and we have a unique architecture, as as Goan houses have a unique architecture that has to be promoted. Kavi art that has to be promoted, that has to be taught in various institutions, and if that is done, then people will get attracted to Sigon culture and Sigon architecture, and like that we can increase our tourism, increase our revenue. That has to be done.
Make it more inclusive of culture as well. Your views on it?
So Goa is a very rich culture, and many of the youth, not just youth, many of the people, the next generation which will be there, so they should know about this too. And there might be some aspects of our culture which we don't know completely today. So for that reason, the government should see that a special academic institution, not a fully academic institution, academic institution which would also provide as a facility for visitors to learn the Goan culture, should be established in the name of Goa Socio-Cultural Institution. So where the many of the research activities could be initiated by the government for the students, and also for the, it could act as a public attraction where our Goan artifacts and our all the literature sources are present there, so that a common layman could also go there and learn something from it.
Moving on to the next point, Aniket, there was this one point that you mentioned, which is precisely very important in the current times, about setting up of mental health helpline number. Now, in the times of pandemic also, we were able to understand and see that how depression has taken over the society, and how there have been people with such instances. But because they did not have the right kind of measures, or they did not have the right kind of facilities, there was a lot of issue around it, and there's still a lot of stigma around it. So what do you have to say, or how can you elaborate on this setting up of mental helpline numbers, and what else could be done?
That's the need of the hour today, because due to the past 2 years which have gone, they have been traumatic for many reasons. For many of the reasons, it could be anything from employment aspect or a family aspect or anything. So the government should see that a state helpline number a facility should be provided where a team is there of professional psychiatrists, and they can be consulted through this helpline number. And not just only for it's a common helpline number, so they can get the proper consultation from those professionals working there. And after the women's helpline number, those awareness programs were created. So the next step should be in this area of mental health.
So anything, Aaron, you feel could be added to that initiative?
In my opinion, this is a very good initiative. I don't think anything else would be required, or maybe many institutes which offer psychology can also have
Can have like small
collaboration.
cells of collaboration. Correct?
Exactly.
Where it would also act as an employability office.
We do see in terms of sports, Goa has a tremendous infrastructure in certain sports where we see the Goan youth also actively participating. So if we see that the youth is very much passionate about cricket and football, and obviously in the state level also it is a pretty good passion of most of the students. But there has been a noticeable fact that most of this does not translate in the national sports arena. So why do you think, or as youth, what do you think that could be certain steps which could be taken to take these passionate youth who are so invested in sports in their initial younger ages, but later in life when they're not able to take up that particular skill, or they're not but take up that particular passion into mainstream's sports as well? So what could be done for this?
So whenever the issue of sports come, the authorities, they always claim that they are provided all the world class facilities, all the infrastructure, all the equipments that the sportsmen require. But the major problem arrives when looking after those facilities and maintenance of the facilities,
Yes.
because once they are neglected, the it cannot be used at all by the sports person. So it's not just about setting up the facilities but also maintenance of those facilities. And also the at the college level and in the universities, all the sports facilities and equipment should be upgraded to match with the like it's present in other states of India. So those upgradation is also needed.
Okay. Arjun?
Yeah, so I agree with whatever Aniket has said. What I want to add in that is that many, as you know, that many of Goan youth are interested in football and cricket, mostly football.
Yes.
So many of them, in fact, most of them won't be able to pursue their passion and talent and go and represent themselves in state level or national level. So they should. I think the government should initiate some diversification of sports. Like for example, there are in a village there are 100 good footballers. Out of the 100 good footballers, uh, take in take out 20, shortlist 20 of the best footballers and train them exclusively in football, and the other 80 maybe they can be taught other games involving the foot, like sepak takraw. I don't think many of the youth today know about the sepak takraw. It is probably it is like volleyball played with foot. Yes, so that can be promoted, and then even American football or rugby, that can also be promoted. They can be taught exclusively in these and be promoted, and probably they will reach the there will be a possibility they will reach the state level or even national level, because if they are taught exclusively in football or exclusively in football, then they cannot they will not be able to
Diversify later?
yeah, exactly, diversify later, and then the talent and then the talent might get wasted because they won't be able to take their talent, take their passion to state level and national level because of the competition.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And due to the competition, not each and every player could reach that top level. So the government should also should provide a facility where you take any sports, there is a team, but around the team there are also other sections like an sports analyst, special sports physio, special training staff in various fields. So many of the sports person could also take those jobs by proper training provided by the authorities.
Wow, okay. It has been a great pleasure to interact with the two of you.
Thank you.
So, are there any final comments or any final comments onto how you want to summarize your certain opinions on politics and the current political scenario as of now?
So that it is evident that the current political scenario is quite bad, and it is going to worsen if staunch action is not taken. So therefore, youth of today are leaders of tomorrow. The youth have to consciously step up against the against if the bad things against about the government, about the negative aspects of the government. I'm not saying that all aspects of the government are negative. Some are positive, but the negative aspects of the government should be highlighted and should be opposed by the youth in particular, because that might have long-term damage on Goa and also India. So that's why we need change, and only the youth can bring the change.
Aniket?
So the elections are just around the corner.
Yes.
So the most important thing is voting, and while voting, the youth should consider all the options and list out the pros and cons. Every party will have a pro and a con. So whichever party benefits them, not just benefiting their self-centric development but also the community's development, they should promote such parties and see that after getting elected they raise their voice as they raised previously also. That pressure on the government should be always be there. If they are kept aloof, then it will go out of hand soon.
Absolutely. Correct. It has been a great pleasure conversing with the both of
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing your insightful views on mainstream politics, and hoping to see you forward in active political participation as well in the long term. So with that, we are going to conclude this segment. And another important aspect that I would like to highlight, that is another initiative of the CPL, that with the elections around the corner, and also as Aniket had mentioned, that how it is important for you to know the leaders of your constituency, the candidates of your constituency. So the CPL has come up with an initiative. They have come up with a program and another competition, that is the Kaun Banega Political Analyst competition. And you can register on the same. The participants will basically have to predict on who do they think could be the winners of their constituencies, and the person with the highest number of correct guesses is also going to be able to win a cash prize of rupees 5,000. So let us all become political analysts and let us all guess who could win their constituencies. For any other further information or for registration, you can log into www.vmslaw.edu.in till 13th of February. So thank you so much, and I would also like to thank CCR TV for giving us this platform to bring out the voice of the youth. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.